In this broadcast, we will discuss Shohei Ohtani, whose hitting has been improving, and delve into the postseason role of Roki Sasaki, who has shown growth this season and has recently displayed increasing stability. Here is the news about Shohei Ohtani. On August 13, Japan time, Dodgers' Shohei Ohtani batted lead-off as the designated hitter in a home game against the Royals. Shohei Ohtani delivered a stellar performance, going 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. The team secured a 4-2 victory. In his second at-bat in the third inning of this game, Shohei Ohtani launched his 27th home run of the season, a go-ahead 2-run shot. He took the first pitch sinker from Royals pitcher Daniel Lynch and drove it into the left center field seats with an effortless swing. He showcased a wonderful hit to the opposite field. As a barometer of Shohei Ohtani's condition, when the ball flies towards center to left field and turns into a home run, it is proof that he is swinging the bat in great form. In his fourth at-bat, he also hit a line drive single that overleapt the second baseman's head, making Shohei Ohtani's hitting on this day truly brilliant. Here are Shohei Ohtani's comments from an interview with Japanese media after the game. "I was conscious of trying to hit the ball primarily towards center field. It was a pitch in the sweet spot, so I'm glad I was able to make solid contact. The team sometimes goes on losing streaks, but we are now able to regroup and play good games like this. Regarding my return as a pitcher, I want to make adjustments cautiously toward my return so that I do not suffer another injury and get sidelined once I come back." It has been a while since an interview with the Japanese media was broadcast on TV, and Japanese fans must have been delighted as well. Shohei Ohtani's performance as a hitter was magnificent, but going forward, his return and success as a pitcher are also eagerly awaited. As he himself mentioned, "We hope he makes adjustments toward his return as a pitcher very carefully to avoid getting injured and sidelined again, so that he can return to the mound in peak condition." Some media outlets reported as if the Dodgers were rushing Shohei Ohtani's return as a pitcher. However, the plan for Shohei Ohtani's pitching comeback is being advanced primarily by Shohei Ohtani himself making adjustments. There is no sign of rushing at all, and as mentioned in Shohei Ohtani's comment earlier, he is aiming for a return as a pitcher cautiously so as not to get injured and sidelined again, so there is absolutely nothing to worry about. In any case, all we need to do is trust in Shohei Ohtani at all times. By doing so, Shohei Ohtani naturally delivers performances that exceed our expectations. That is who Shohei Ohtani is. Also, there was a point of concern in this game that I would like to touch upon. In the 7th inning, with Shohei Ohtani on first base, Rojas on third base, and batter Pages hitting a fly ball to right field, Shohei Ohtani, the runner on first base, tagged up and started running, resulting in a play where he was caught in a rundown between first and second base and tagged out. Some media outlets easily attribute this to a base running mistake by Shohei Ohtani, but I do not believe that is the case. Two intentions can be considered for this play. One possibility is that Shohei Ohtani intentionally got caught between first and second base to trigger a rundown play, expecting that Rojas, the runner on third base, would score home in the meantime. The other possibility is that because Rojas, the third base runner, made a move to tag up, Shohei Ohtani attempted to tag up in unison with him. Either way, Shohei Ohtani did not make a reckless base running mistake. I view it as a play that definitely had a calculated intention behind it. There are those who take delight in pointing out Shohei Ohtani's failures whenever he makes a mistake, but that is out of the question. Baseball is a sport with pauses, and when it comes to base running, it is a sport that requires instantaneous judgment. It is an extremely highly sophisticated sport. In such a sophisticated sport, where players are required to communicate with teammates and execute plays as intended, there are times when timing or intentions are not shared properly, leading to a mistake. Rather than simply calling it Shohei Ohtani's base running error, it should be recognized as a shared task for the team to address and improve upon. One should never mock another person's failures. We must learn much from failures and apply those lessons to the next opportunity. That is how Shohei Ohtani has grown, transformed into a unicorn, and entertained fans all over the world. We must never forget that. Following this base running out, Shohei Ohtani has likely had a discussion with third base runner Rojas as well. This play should be shared across the entire team, and when a similar situation arises next time, players should discuss among themselves what kind of base running would be best, establish a team strategy, and make sure they can turn it into base running that leads to runs. Instead of expressing complaints about a failure resulting from aggressive play. Isn't holding expectations that such a failure will be utilized for future success the proper attitude for a fan? Whether as a hitter, a pitcher, or a base runner, we simply believe in Shohei Ohtani. Now for the news about Roki Sasaki. As I have already mentioned in this broadcast, I have been predicting for some time that Roki Sasaki will fulfill his role as a starting pitcher in the second half of the season, and will transition to the closer role for the postseason. Only now are such predictions starting to be reported by the media. But currently, there is no pitcher in the Dodgers other than Roki Sasaki who can be entrusted with the closer role. Roki Sasaki himself likely has a strong desire to excel as a starting pitcher in the postseason as well. But he views the regular season and the postseason as two different things. And when it comes to his usage in the postseason, Roki Sasaki will surely accept the team's policy, even if it is as a closer. Although it has not been officially decided that Roki Sasaki will serve as the closer in the postseason. As seen in last year's postseason, there is no one else in the current Dodgers roster besides Roki Sasaki who can be entrusted with the mound for those crucial postseason games as an absolute closer. Scott and Diaz are both pitchers whose condition on any given day is uncertain until they actually step onto the mound. So it makes sense that assigning the closer role to Roki Sasaki, who has performed in the starting rotation since the beginning of the season and has shown increased stability entering the second half, would be the best strategy. In the postseason, losing is not an option. A single loss can lead to the end of that year's battle. That is precisely why an absolutely reliable closer is necessary. And I believe Roki Sasaki is the only one in the current Dodgers who can shoulder that monumental role. As the second half of the season reaches its climax and the postseason approaches, calls demanding Roki Sasaki as the closer will likely grow louder. Furthermore, I believe the Dodgers will also make adjustments according to that policy. We will keep a close eye on Roki Sasaki's future developments. That is all for today. Thank you very much.